sure.
Alrighty.
I guess my first...
For all the people watching this on YouTube, this is gonna be us helping Sad create his character, what with Steel quitting due to real life happening. The Scrub.
Yes, out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Well, that was a nice introduction. You know, I don't think anyone's had an entire Camarilla clan just collectively decide to end them. I think that is actually a first in our campaigns.
That's an achievement. Achievement get.
Achievement get, lynch mob.
Hey, at least I'll be remembered, right? That's what matters.
Okay, I assume you've
so as
taken...
far as character...
Yeah, I assume you've taken
I've,
a look at what is available, at least in general terms.
Yeah. I suppose my first concern would be, is there anything that is perhaps needed to basically sort of balance the party a bit more? Like, is there any like skills that a class offers that none of you guys currently have, you know, so I can supplement that way?
The only thing that comes to mind that would be immensely useful would be a psyker. But due to our experiences with the last psyker, I'm not sure how long you would survive, cause I might end up shooting you in the head when you mouth off. Even if it's in jest. Other than that, feel free to take whatever works for you.
You say that, but if I had my choice, I actually psyker would be my first one.
then go for it. Just,
yep.
Hopefully
I won't kill us all.
Jackalor blew up a marketplace with his psyker and created a molten ball of promethium and molten metal that fell down through multiple levels before finally stopping, and the fumes made several lower levels uninhabitable.
That's the kind of shit I like.
Yeah, well... then, that's good in terms of homeworld. Do you have something picked out for that?
I think Voidborn probably makes the most sense. Imagine my character being.
Well, keep in mind that we are gonna be essentially meeting you on this planet. But, honestly, just go for whatever gives you the best synergies, or the best flavor, either or.
Yeah, I think Voidborn probably makes the most sense.
Jesus,
From
fuck,
what
he's walking in Jackalor's footsteps, Demi, help!
I mean,
God bless.
I mean, it literally states, like, Voidborn. This is where all the fucking psychers, almost all, and the Adeptus come from, so, you know, makes sense.
Okay, so, Voidborn.
If I'm following Jackalor's path, it is only incidental.
But what is the actual terminology, by the way, for the advance to the skills? Is it skills? Like silent move or what? Not or catfall. What's the name?
There's
skills or talents.
There's skills or talents. The way I've written it down. I've written it down as awareness, then awareness plus 10, awareness plus 20, stuff like that.
I got it now.
Also, I don't know if I have a character sheet for me in the Roll20, so...
For fuck's
sake. I don't have one. Yeah.
Epic use. You need to make Sad a sheet and add him to curse chat for this campaign. Other than that, we can help him, I think.
I think nobody can help me, really.
Just make sure that you pick up the one that lets you heal small amounts of damage pretty much instantly on someone. Because that's a sexy minor power, and that's like the only reason we kept Jackalor alive, honestly, for as long as we did.
Okay.
Do you remember what Jackler was using to shoot 2 times? Was it like something like link shot? Link thing?
Yeah, he has a special weapon.
That's a special weapon, got it.
Like, I have a Stormbolter, so each hit that I get is impacting it with 2 bullets, so it's similar to Twin Linked, except that it's essentially, 2 barrels blasting at once.
Right, I thought it was a talent. My bad.
Okay, well, so Voidborn, that's fine, you're gonna get some bonuses we'll get into later. I think we can start with you using the character creation roll macro, which will give you your base stats, which will adjust for the bonuses and penalties you get as a Voidborn.
Alrighty. So I can re-roll.
You can re-roll one of the stats that this will generate. So you'll just
Okay.
generate your stat list and then re-roll the lowest one. Try not to suck too horribly.
Good joke. Let's see here. Character creation roll. Go. I'm guessing I'm going to.
The
I would say
26.
Yeah, 26. Definitely.
It's pretty average, so just roll 2d10 plus 20 for that.
Okay. I guess there's improvement.
Yes. Okay. So far so good.
Seems you're all in the average range. So.
Then for Psykers we have sanctioning side effects. You need to roll a 1d100.
Okay. Let's see how fucked I am. Decently fucked.
Oh, these are all bad. The horror. Your hair is pure white, you occasionally gibber to yourself, and you endure terrible nightmares every night. You also start with 1d5
Nice.
insanity points.
Nice. That's not bad, right?
There are worse ones, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely worse ones. So
Okay.
1d10, 1d5 insanity points, right?
Yes. We need a place to write these down. Can you at least open like a notepad?
Oh yeah, sure.
So you have this at least on your end.
Sheer. Alright, so let me just roll the insanity points real quick here. And alright. Just one insanity point. Nothing too bad. I think.
Okay. He managed to log on. He's gonna give you a sheet in a second.
Oh no. This is ancient self. Fuck.
Don't worry, it's going exactly as planned.
By the way, the Cypher Acolyte thing that we were gonna get, is that a talent or should I put that in linguistics?
Oh. I didn't yet. It should be in linguistics or... I don't know. Let me check. Linguistics. 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 It should be in linguistics or other things I would guess, because I put my Secret Tongue Ecclesiarchy in there as well.
Fair enough, I'll put it there.
Okay. You should be getting a sheet in a second.
Uh-huh.
And apparently the curse thing is... do you see a sheet for yourself?
I don't...
Yeah, I don't think so
Think
either. He has to make it visible to you as well.
Right.
Okay, so... That's that fucking... It does... well, let's go through... Okay, let me ask it this way. Why Voidborn?
Well, I kind of like the idea of my character being one of the unfortunate chosen from the black ships that go around every like 100 years or whatever, to be taken to most likely be sacrificed for the Emperor, but it's in that moment they realize that my character had potential and he became a psyker and all that jazz. So I
Well,
think that
yeah,
story
but
is
the
very...
black ships go between planets as well. It's not just the fleet that they, you know.
Well, yeah, something like that. I mean, will you guys be recruiting my character like immediately, or like how exactly does that flow, I guess?
I don't know. I assume we're gonna run into you and you will hopefully tell us a bit about what
'Cause
happened here, but it's about...
I imagine I would be, how it would work is just I'm like already part of the Inquisition, but I'm like reassigned to your group.
We
your
just
team.
drop podded through the AA onto the planet.
Okay. I mean, we could just
Do you see
retroactively
the
say, I
sheet? Ah, it's right at the very top. Do you see it above house rules?
Yes, yeah, I do.
Can you enter it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Then you need to put your stats where they belong. Let's see. You are gonna take a... You will take -5 to your fellowship as one of your things if you go with Voidboard, but other than that you should be good. Other than that, you put things where they work best for you. Generally speaking, you want willpower as a psyker, I believe. So you probably want to put one of your slightly average-ish, above average-ish rolls in there.
Yep, sounds about right.
In terms of weaponry, what are you planning to...
Let's see. I mean, I could go for this stereotypical like chain sword in one hand, bolter on the other, but I don't know exactly how mechanically feasible that be. So I guess
those become available at higher levels, and it's also a question of it's easier to specialize in either shooting or stabbing. That being said, we have a spare power sword, a spare chainsword, and a couple of bolt pistols in the group inventory that aren't currently in use.
Actually, I think having a flamethrower would be fucking awesome.
A flamer?
That's even awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's among your advances, then maybe. asked Epic how much XP you're gonna get, we'll see what you can really get. But essentially, Glimmers would use your ballistic skill. Because that's your, shooting skill, essentially.
Right.
Agility is good because if you get dodge, it's probably what you're gonna use to attempt to avoid attacks and grenades, things like that. Toughness is good because it can increase your soak. So, your shortlist... Well, your shortlist is kind of up to you, but I would put one of your better rolls in either ballistics or weapon skill, and definitely one of the better rolls into willpower, because that just makes sense to me.
Right. Do I get talents? And how many?
We'll go through what you start with. Those are class dependent.
Oh, okay.
The ones you actually start with. You should assign these, for now, in something that semi makes sense, that you can swap them out, I guess. But just, write them into the sheet so they're nice and saved.
Right.
You get +5 willpower and -5 on your strength according to this. And the fellowship thing is a separate thing, I guess, for the Voidborn. Okay, let's see. It's -5 to fellowship to interact with non-Voidborn humans. So, you're looking at +5 to willpower and -5 to strength for your modifiers here.
-5 strength, +5 willpower, right?
Yes, so if you put a 33 into willpower, you would end up with 38. It affects your base stat, because these are rolled essentially as +20 and 2d10, right? But normally Voidborns for strength would be rolling 15 plus 2d10, except that Epic is nice that way, and we can just roll a stat line and then put whichever values we want, in which boxes. We can, pick and choose instead of rolling and assigning it to a specific box by default. It gives us a bit more control.
Right. I think I'm just gonna put my biggest stat to willpower. I think that's because willpower is pretty important for a psyker. So I'm just gonna put my 34 plus my additional 5, so making that 39. Do I get any more points after this, or
you should start with some XP. Epic hasn't.
Okay.
Unless you saw in your individual discussions how much he's giving you. Well, we're just gonna end up waiting for him to respond and tell us how much you're starting with. We'll go through the other stuff first.
Starting me at least close enough to full, but I don't know. I guess we'll wait. Sure. So 39 there.
Hello, Bacon.
Hi, Bacon.
Hello.
We're making a psyker for Sad. It's Jacklore all over again.
I like Psykers, they are healers.
But they're not healing through holy technology.
What does weapon skill again do?
That's your stabby skill. You use it for parrying and chainswording a face.
So if I'm going to use actual long range weapons,
that would be ballistic
weapons.
skills. Ballistic skill is for long range. Weapon skill is for melee range.
Would there ever be a situation where I would use a weapon skill, even though I'm not using my main weapons are not ballistic? Or
I mean, there probably would be. maybe if you are up close, but the rest of us would just use pistols if we were trapped in melee. We do tend to spread out and delete the enemies as they come at us.
Delete, huh? That's it.
You
Interesting
haven't
phrase.
seen the damage a well-aimed Carndon shot can do. Ask Demi, he knows.
Well,
He understands. Remember those three, that alien
Yeah.
and those two servitors you deleted?
well, apparently they can't. The shotgun shot can't take out a fucking Torio Primogen, but that's another story for another day.
The Emperor wasn't with you. You are clearly in the wrong there.
Clearly, yeah. So I guess I'll just put a 26 there. Ballistics probably gonna be my second highest. Which would
Mhm.
be 33. Yeah.
I would suggest... Yeah, it actually makes more sense because melee damage does depend on strength to some extent. So you're better off focusing... well, that -5 does sting a bit if you are going melee. Just a smidgen. I would suggest
Right.
putting something that's 30 or above into toughness so you can get a toughness bonus of 3 rather than 2.
Sure. I'll just put my 31 for now. Any other suggestions?
You can probably make Fellowship your dump stat because I have built my character as essentially a battle bard. So, like, most of my stuff has gone into social, so it should be okay for if you want to just semi-ignore that. Perception is always good, and if you're gonna know Forbidden Warp knowledges eventually, intelligence might be worth something. But generally honestly, you have, what, 2 rolls that are below 30? 3.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3. So, you can dump stat the Fellowship, Strength and Weapon skill and make those 20-somethings, and the rest you can just put 30s in, I would say. Probably how I would approach it, but...
Yeah, probably. Let's see here. Fellowship is used for, like, it's basically like charisma in this fucking system.
Yeah, except that you can also end up using it to evaluate someone's statements. So it can, be coupled with something like scrutiny to pay attention to what someone is saying. But generally, yes.
So, your character is basically the face of the party, and
Yeah.
most
My
those types of
Fellowship
interactions
is
are-
currently sitting at 55,
Okay.
with various trained skills to back it up.
I'm just thinking if I ever were to go the route of secretly becoming a chaos worshipper, how much can I lie to you fucks? Probably not. Not that I will be. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think. Yeah, I suppose.
I wish we had another Carndon. We could give him some of those holy bullets for emergencies. Okay, so you've assigned those.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need to decide? There's a lot of flavor text there that you can add onto your sheet. It can be useful to know this, but most of it is flavor text. The one thing we do need to pick is Imperial Divination. So if you could go to the page 35 in the core book.
Actually, before that, what does influence do?
Influence we leave empty. We are not apparently high enough to have influence yet.
Oh, okay. In that case, never mind. Continue.
Okay, yeah, go to page 35. The way we do this is we pick the divination we like, then Epix tells us that wasn't the one he was thinking fits our character, and we roll randomly anyway.
I see.
Really? One of the ones that I choose fit my character, and he let me have it.
Fucking excuse me?
Yeah, it gave me some insanity and corruption and gave me one more intelligence or something like that.
Demi, what is your current total?
Current total, 5,700.
Not total spent, but total overall.
Yeah, 5,700.
Okay, Sad is apparently starting 2,000 behind that, so you would be at 3,700. So you'll be able to grab quite a bit of cool stuff. We will need Jackalor for this because he knows how Psykers work better than any of us, having played one. He can brief you on what advancements are good to take once he gets on and the powers. So, Imperial Divinations. I think the safest thing to do is, for flavor's sake, say what you think would fit your character and then roll randomly, because that way Epic is not gonna fuck you.
Let's see here. What would fit my character? Clearly a mutation without corruption within right now. I think probably
There he is.
maybe where is it? In the darkness, follow the light of Terra. Or maybe trust in your fear. I think this would probably
Trust in your fear. Yeah, that is definitely not something Epic would just let you take. That is way too OP with a free fate point. Why don't you go and roll a 1d100 then, as is tradition? Jackalor, we're getting a Psyker.
Oh, yay!
He's walking in your footsteps. He's a Voidborn cunt like you.
teach
Oh,
me,
yeah!
master.
Did you have the flaw that gave you completely white hair from
Yes.
sanctioning?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, as a Voidborn, I already had completely white hair.
Uh-huh. 1d100. Let's pick your thing.
But no, I had the the entire time I was muttering the phrases of protection or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Die.
57. Die if you must, but not with your spirit broken. Increase willpower by 3, bitches. What's up?
That takes you above 40, which means you'll get more powers at start.
Yep. It's very nice to have more than 40 willpower.
And I think we still need to decide on your fate points. So, as a Voidborn, you would start with... Yeah, you need to roll a 1d10. Epic says that we will always start with at least 2. So, you're gonna have either 2 or 3, based on the roll.
1d10, right?
Yes.
Okay. No whammies, no whammies. Yeah, it's probably 2.
Yeah, it's 2. 1 off.
Okay.
At 5 it would have been 3.
Okay.
And then we need to decide your starting wounds, which is essentially your health levels. Where was the table for that? Do you remember, Jackalor? Sounds like he doesn't. Right. You will need to, by the way, Voidborn traits. Do write those down under talents or something. Make sure they are not... Actually, no, it's traits right at the very bottom of the sheet. Those are potentially important at some point.
Okie dokie.
Where the fuck are the wounds? Right, your agility is 30 something, right?
Yeah, 32, I think.
I should have noted your half move properly then and just, you know.
Or 31, actually. Right.
All these fucking tables. Where the fuck are the starting wounds? Sake, really move the core books over to my main drive.
Trying to browse through.
Wounds. Let's just search. Wounds. There we go. So, Voidborn, you have 6 plus 1d5 wounds. You're flimsy as fuck. Roll 1d5.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Yeah!
So you start with 11. Okay. Good.
The Emperor protects.
I'm gonna step away for a second. Jackalor, tell him about the joys of powers. And what... Maybe give him an overview of what's good to start with, or something. He's gonna have 3700 XP total. You also might be muted, if you're here at all. Jackalor?
I don't think he's here at all.
Anyway, I need to step away for a second.
I
Demi,
had to do it, but I'm also still doing mine.
In the
then
meantime, I can
why
just fill out
don't
some other
you
details.
why don't you take him through the choices of, you know, the basic talents on his skills or on his career like we did, you know, choose ballistics or this or that. Can you take him through that list and help him write that in?
I don't know where that is.
I mean the core career trace pages, like where it tells you everything.
I mean, I'm on career paths, but there's just a lot of descriptions, nothing that you sort of start with.
No, it's before that.
Okay.
It is on page 27. You have your starting gear and your starting skills there.
Okie. I'll try.
Okay. Be right back.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Okay, got it.
What's going on?
Oh, here's Jack. Jack, you take my job.
Hey Jack, teach me.
What?
Teach me the ways of the psyker.
Yeah, you need to guide him through the starting thing, you know, what you start with and whatnot.
I don't know this.
Yes, you do. You fucking did this.
If not you, then who else? Maybe.
Anyway, I need to open the core rulebook first.
Fuck me, I have 300
It's gonna
XP.
take a second. No, open. Open. Call the magic word saying open.
Kick.
Open Caesar. That's the magic word.
Open book, damn it.
No one seems to be talking.
Jacklor came back.
Can't open the core rulebook.
Okay,
Send help.
starting skills. Okay? Some of these are things that you just get. Some of these are a
Gothic.
choice between several options, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Starting skills is low Gothic, Senescence, Invocation, Trade,
go
Soothsayer or Merchant.
go through them one at a
Sorcerer.
time. One at a time, just write them in. And feel
Okay.
free to focus on your sheet, we'll call them out to you one by one.
Cool beans. Let's see here. Languages, low Gothic.
Yes. Senescence.
Where does that fall under?
Uh,
The category?
okay, scroll down.
Hmm?
You should
Is it
see.
forbidden? Or
No. Go to the left of forbidden. A
okay.
little above. Yeah. Same line as
there
the
it is.
forbidden title. There. Right there. Trade merchant or trade soothsayer? Actually, no. First invocation, right. I think that you might need to put under other skills. I'm not sure it's on this sheet.
You have to put
yeah,
them
it's-
under yes.
Yeah, there's other skills. Okay, just keep talking to me. Let me know when you've filled it in. Need me to keep going.
So for trade, it's either merchant and Soothsayer, right?
Either or. You pick one of those.
Right. I mean, what? Do you know what they do off the top of your head?
I think it's essentially a way of making money and essentially, you know,
Suits, trade is based on fellowship, and the suits are based on intelligence, I think.
they're both based on fellowship. At least as
Oh.
far as the book's concerned.
In that case, I'll probably
It doesn't-
go.
It doesn't matter much because you suck at fellowship because you're voidborn.
Who knew? I guess I'll just put in Soothsayer just for the walls. Alrighty.
Okay, and then you have literacy. You in theory know how to read and write. On a very basic level.
In theory, huh? Cool.
After that, we have starting talents, of which you don't have a huge list unlike some other classes. You're gonna have melee weapons training, primitive. Means that you can use basic swords.
You can even stab yourself with one of them.
Jacklor, check Discord.
Sure.
I just love the sound that his mic makes, as if he's pulling off a plastic bucket off his head every time. Okay,
So, melee weapon training.
Primitive.
Pistol weapon training. Okay.
Melee weapon training primitive, you write that in talents under, which is immediately under other skills. Weapons training, you have either pistol weapons training or for solid projectiles or for laser weapons. It's kind of up to you which you're gonna prefer. Lasers are probably gonna have a easier time on ammunition in a way. But we have holy bullets if you end up buying a Carnodon with your starting things.
Fuck it. We'll go pistols up in here.
Well, either way, it's pistols or pistols, it's just different kinds of pistols. But I assume you mean solid projectile ones then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have Psy rating 1.
Okay.
God damn it, Jackalor. So, next we get to starting gear, and you should switch over to the gear thing.
Right.
So, as I
1 sec.
just seriously said, this will go faster if you just focus on your sheet and let me call these out to you.
Okay.
Because this is just at most a choice between 2 or 3 alternatives each category. So, axe or sword? Axe does slightly more damage, sword is better for parrying.
I guess
You'll never
sword.
draw this weapon, so it doesn't really matter that much. Just so you are aware.
Sure. Swords look cooler, so fuck it, we'll go with that.
Okay, add it to the gear. It's under melee weapons. It is 1d10 for damage, type rending, and special qualities are balanced and primitive. It's just a big hunk of metal, essentially, that you swing at people's faces.
What was the damage again?
1d10, and it would
1d10.
automatically add your strength to it.
Sword. Okay.
Okay. Next up, compact stub revolver and 3 bullets, or compact las pistol and 1 charge pack. The compact thing is a modification on the base weapon, which makes it a lot smaller but lowers its clip size, and I think it might also lower its range. Demi, do you have the book open?
Well, I specialize in the not the last kind of pistols, so I guess I'll just pick the first one.
You'll end up with something better anyway if Epic gives you a reasonable amount of starting cash, or otherwise we can find something for you in the pile. Worst case scenario, we have a spare combat shotgun. And you can... We'll think of something.
Compact silver. No. Okay.
Okay, continuing on, you have a knife, which is a Psykana Mercy Blade. I think that's a ceremonial item that you're supposed to end your life with if you are about to be possessed by demons.
Nice. Good to know.
Knife is 1d5, and it's also primitive, if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay.
And then you have a quilted vest and a tatty robe, essentially poor quality clothing.
Nice. Definitely going out with style. Not.
Then you have a Book of Imperial Saints, or a deck of cards, or dice. Choose one.
This is purely cosmetic, right?
I don't know. Epic might be secretly looking at what charms we have with us and determining which of us is more pious and should get fucked less.
Clearly, I gotta pick the as a soothsayer. I have the deck of cards, right? Foreseeing your doom.
Sure.
That was the wrong answer.
Other than that, you have a Psy Focus and a Sanctioning Brand. The Sanctioning Brand is... I think you might want to put it under traits instead, because I think that's just burned into your flesh somewhere.
Nice.
Let me just show you my Sanctioning Brand. Inquisitor starts unbuttoning his pants, turns around, pull.
Is that a chainsaw or you're just happy to see me?
I think that's heresy and I need to shoot you now.
I mean, the truth is subjective, right?
Fucking excuse me? What the fuck did you just say? Are you fucking kidding me, you fucking heretic? How dare you?
All I'm saying is this, hashtag not all Xenos. That's all I'm saying.
Roll initiative.
Wait, what? Kill the Xenos!
Oh, man.
I think he's really gonna... Your speed does go up.
I don't think...
Yes, and your agility bonus is 5. Yes, if you take it up to 50, it does go up. Okay. So Psy Focus and Sanctioning Brand, you have that written in. So I think we're ready to actually start advancing you through the ranks.
Ooh, advanced?
Actually, before that, you start with 2 minor psychic powers, if I'm correct. So, starting psychic powers. All starting psychers begin with Psy rating 1, providing a number of minor psychic powers equal to 1/2 your willpower bonus, round up, from those described in Chapter 6, Psychic Powers. I think we should go to those first, and Jackalor is gonna be a better guide here than I. So...
Yeah, okay.
Seriously, why do you spin down, you stupid fucking piece of shit hard drive? I'm using you, I have the file open! Just... excuse me, I'm just gonna really copy it to... somewhere on my main drive and open it from there, because fuck that. Just I am done with this shit. Psychic powers, page 158. So, there's talk about types of psychers, sacrifices, blah 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 blah. Okay, so measuring psychic ability, that is measured in Psy rating. Blah 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 blah. Okay. There's discussion of what each rank is called, and then there's the psychic phenomena. Psychic focuses. Let's see, Psyfoci. Again, fuck that. Perils of the Warp, fuck that. Minor psychic powers. So there are essentially proper psychic disciplines, which are, you know, high level powers. And then there's minor powers. So, the minor powers, from what I saw Jackalor use, are just a grab bag of a bunch of low level, useful things that can help any number of things, whereas the actual disciplines are kind of like more in-depth and narrow fields of study. So you know.
Yeah.
So, minor powers. There's a list here apparently for how long they take to activate, what their threshold is, etc, etc, etc. And then we have a fuck ton of things here that are interesting. Jackalor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, let's start seeking psychic powers. What do you say is good? For minor ones.
Minor heal, whatever the spell it's called. It's
He-
like the most useful by far.
Yes, healer is probably your first pick if you want to be team player. Other than that, Neer is good, but it's a double-edged sword from what we've seen with Jackalor's use of it.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's just very strong against your party as well.
I mean, I don't give a fuck, I'll just spend a fate point and my pure fate will protect me.
Yeah, everyone else is kind of fucked though.
Bacon has a decent thing. Resist possession could be good, but...
If you're trying to resist possession, you're already fucked.
Good to know.
Lucky might be good.
I think it doesn't do enough for the for the chance of causing psychic phenomena. Chameleon or whatever it's called would be good though.
If he takes... Actually, no, yeah, that does make you harder to attack with ranged weapons as well. That's probably a good fit for a second one. Alternatively, call item if you want to have your weapons hidden nearby at any point, but that's more situational. I would say healer and chameleon could be a second good pick, yeah, if that appeals to you.
Well, I think my character would not like getting shot. That sounds pretty good.
Spectral hands could be good if we are ever in a truly interesting situation, or a natural aim.
Yeah, natural aim is amazing.
Especially since Epic house ruled it a bit to make it even more amazing, I think.
He house ruled it so it's actually useful in that you can use it and shoot in the same turn.
Yeah, a natural aim is a free action instead of half an action, so essentially you
pretty
get...
sure it's- Yes.
Draw upon the power of the warp to guide you aim before the end of your next turn. Any ranged attacks you make count as being point blank range. Oh, that's actually pretty good.
It's a free action, but it only affects your next shot. That's how he changed it.
Yes.
Alright. I suppose. I guess it's either chameleon or unnatural aim, if any, from what I'm seeing.
You will, as you advance through ranks, because you are gonna have 3700 XP, you are gonna go up several ranks and you will get more psi rating and more minor powers. These are just the first ones you learned, in
Right.
theory.
Yeah, sure. I guess in that case, I'll probably go with unnatural aim.
Okay. Where are those written in, Jackalor? Is there like a sheet? They're Psykana, right? Yeah.
Yes, in the Psykana. There's a whole page for them.
Okay. I've never been there because I'm not a fucking psyker.
Yet.
I will end you. Okay. So, then we have advancing through the ranks. Okay, I think this was the Psyker tree here. Was it? Yes, so Imperial Psyker. So, in your advancements, there's a tab for them. XP to spend right in 3700 now.
Okay.
And then go over
3700, right?
to yes, and go over to page 76 in the PDF. So the way this works, as you advance through ranks, essentially as you spend XP, you advance through ranks. So after you have spent 500 XP in the first list, you can start taking things from the second list. And after you have taken enough stuff in that list, you can start taking things from the third list. And you're essentially eventually gonna end up at rank 5 with the XP you're starting with. So, here we are. There's a lot of good stuff. You could take a minor psychic power, 400 XP if you wanted. Of the things that immediately jump to mind here, I would suggest Quick Draw. That is the single most useful cheap-ass skill I have seen to date, I would say. It allows you to essentially switch weapons like in Counter-Strike. Just run and keep switching them like a madman.
Yep. Seems legit.
Other than that, it's kind of a question of which direction do you want to take your character. Awareness is generally good because it gives you a chance to actually notice things. Like people sneaking up on you and trying to stab you. Drive ground vehicle might be good, especially if you've been trapped on this planet. Because we might need to drive ground vehicles. And a couple of us have that skill, but having an extra person capable of driving is not horrible.
Right. So I'm looking at the Imperial Psyker advances, and
That's for
If I
your
were to get my
basic
willpower.
skills. If you want to get your willpower, you can do so at this rank, and it will count 100 towards, you know, being able to take things from the next rank. These you can access at
I
any
suggest
point.
buying your willpower by like 350. 2 ranks of willpower.
how much does it increase it by, though?
Each advance is
5
gonna
each.
give you +5 each, yeah.
Oh, okay. In that
With
case,
plus 10, it gives you a 6 to your, not 6, 5 to your willpower score. Bonus, whatever.
in that case, I think I'm probably gonna get the simple and intermediate advance in the willpower to make
Okay.
that up to 50, whatever.
Write those in, and then you only need another 150 in this rank in order to start taking things from the next one.
Quick draw is definitely on the high end of things to pick up, though.
Yeah, I would suggest you.
How much? Yep.
There's the table there. Quick draw is 100. It's a talent. What it does is essentially it reduces your time to draw something by half action, or I think it halved the time it took to draw something. And if it was already a quick action to draw something, like it's on a holster hip or something, on a hip holster that is, you can draw it instantly without spending an action and shoot in the same movement. And Epic even allows us
That's
to,
kind of the West.
yeah, essentially we can just holster weapon, draw a weapon, shoot, fuck you.
In that case, I'll probably get it. So
And then you need another
it's
50.
450.
I would say having awareness at least trained is good, because if you don't have a skill trained, for some skills you can still use them, but you're taking a -20, which means you won't be detecting shit. With awareness 1, there's at least a chance you'll detect something.
Yeah, probably.
And that means you can start taking things from the next level. Fear the Insane is probably not something you want. But Leap Up and Light Sleeper could be good, I think.
What is forbidden? Out of curiosity.
Forbidden Lores. They're
Yeah.
essentially things that make people go, wait, you know about what? But which offer useful information. As part of one of the missions we were on, I picked up Demonology, Cults, and Heresy. And, you know, it's very forbidden, but on occasion useful to know when you're serving the Inquisition.
So I won't get killed. Find out I know this information, right?
Well, it depends on how the party reacts and how Cormac reacts. I make no promises. Knowing how you present yourself, in fact, you probably will get shot.
Okay, you see, that was part of the character. This is character, okay?
And Jackalor, when the Psy rating goes up, are there more minor powers to be had for free?
Yes, that's why it's almost never useful to buy psychic powers. Minor ones, anyway.
Paranoia is extremely good.
Yes, paranoia is very good.
It means that Epic secretly makes awareness checks on your behalf on occasion. And it adds +3 to your initiative. So, for
Very nice.
100 points, like, Epic gave me the chance to take it, I think, for 300? Yeah, for 300. As an autoclass skill, and I jumped on it. That's how good it is. So, at 100, I really suggest that be your first pick. It's fucking amazing.
Isn't paranoia +2?
It's +3.
I'm reading the book right now.
Be sure Epic told us it was +3.
I'm pretty sure it's +3.
It might
The
be in
top
the
of the
errata.
Plus you.
+2.
Yeah, let's check the errata.
Yeah, you go and check. Stop bothering us with distractions. Epic's already heading home. We need to get through these events. Sad. What have you taken from the second list so far?
From the second list,
You should be writing these advancements into your advancement list one by one.
Right.
You weren't doing
let's see
that?
here. Yeah, I was.
Okay, good.
So from the second one,
You
I
know,
picked
it's not bad if you didn't.
awareness for 100. Make that 2 trained.
Wait.
And the...
Awareness, that was for the first level, right?
Yeah, the first one.
That's from the previous level, though. We worked out your first level. Okay. This is really hard without being able to see your sheet, but... Okay, why don't you just quickly call out to me what you have taken in the order that you've taken it. What you have written down. Probably be faster that way.
D. So I've taken the simple upgrade for 100, then the intermediate upgrade for 250 for upgrade for willpower. So I've
Okay.
taken those 2. And then you suggested taking awareness up to at least trained or something. So
That's another 100 for that. And,
yeah, so that's what I took.
And quick draw.
Then I took, yes, the quick draw.
Okay.
And the final thing will be taking the paranoid. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Then you are at 650 so far. Good. Taking Psy rating 2 is probably a good idea because it makes you a stronger Psyker. So that takes you to 850. Basic weapon training primitive is not something you want. That's crap. Let's see what else. What did Light Sleeper do? It lets you wake up, right, Jackal, or when?
You're like always
Something
awake.
like that.
Something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
Leap Up allows you to stand up for free if you're ever knocked on your ass.
How useful is that?
I don't know, I
It's
took it.
situational.
I took it too. It sounds fucking
Same.
useful.
Like, if you're ever knocked on your ass, you're gonna be sorry you don't have it. Until you're knocked on your ass, you're not gonna give a fuck.
I guess I'll take it. Why not? Leap up, right? Okay.
Okay, so that takes us to 950, right?
Yeah.
Rapid reload you probably don't necessarily need.
I plan a flamethrower, so I don't know if that counts for flamethrowers. So
it counts
What does
for
Pure to the
reloading
Insane
things in
do
general.
again?
Hmm?
No, okay. Peer to the insane. Just out of curiosity.
It gives you a plus 10 fellowship bonus when talking to people of the designated group.
It's not very useful. You won't be talking to many insane people. And you already have shit fellowship anyway, so you don't care.
How
They offer
good
such-
was Unremarkable, and what was Wrangling even doing? Attempts to notice you when amongst other people or anyone attempting to describe you or recall details about you incur a -20 penalty. Kind of
It's pretty
mech-worthy,
good.
but no. We want to be remembered. We want them to fear us. Right?
Do we?
Maybe not on
We are
this
the
one.
Inquisition, right? Yeah.
Okay, Light Sleeper, did you take that?
What does it do exactly?
You are always assumed to be awake even if you are asleep for the purposes of making awareness tests. Being surprised or getting up in a hurry, the downside is that you often feel tired during the day and as a result are grumpy or distracted. So that's just more things to make paranoid even better.
Sure, why not?
And that means that you can take things from the aspirant table now, I think. Because that just took you past 1000, right?
Yeah.
I think now he gets 3 minor powers because he advanced his willpower before taking the psi rating, right, Jackal? Or...
Yes.
Okay, so let's go over to that table and pick
correct.
those out. So, at this point... Well, let's see, Weapon Jinx was one that I liked.
The tech priests don't like it, but yes, it's actually pretty useful.
Let's see what else. Sense
Maybe,
presence
take Chameleon.
to see if anyone is immediately nearby. And spectral hands is also good for manipulating things at a distance, like telekinesis.
I can pick 3 more, right?
Yeah, you have 3.
Maybe Spectral, whatever.
Spectral hands.
the Spectral hands, Chameleon, and Sense nearby, or whatever. Do one.
Did you already have
Sense
Chameleon?
presence. No,
No,
I
he
picked.
picked-
I chose unnatural aim.
Ah,
Yeah.
then yeah, Chameleon should definitely be one of those. That's a
So
good
that's what
one.
I'm thinking. But you can, I mean, Jackalor, you got any suggestions?
I'll check what I had here pick up.
Honestly though, it sounds like a decent set to me.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
The most pain in the ass thing about Psykers is that they branch out way earlier than others. So you're gonna have to pick one of two alternate career paths.
Right.
Knack is a pretty good one. The minor psychic powers.
Jacklor, we can circle back to that, remember? We're gonna take more Psy rating in a second.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Chameleon, Sense Presence, and Spectral Hands are
Yeah, go ahead. Write those in then.
pretty decent. Yeah, I think so. If we're gonna get more later, then sure. But that's pretty good.
And right, and on next level you can pick up the ability to use actual guns, like shotguns. And shooty things.
Definitely going. I think Flamethrower, definitely.
You can't yet, you're gonna have to wait another...
Damn it.
It's not on this list yet.
Wait.
I think you have
Yes.
to be the soldier version of the psyker to get it though,
Might be.
and that's not that good because you stop trying to be a psyker and instead try to be an imperial guardsman, which is bad because imperial guardsmen are bad.
Okay, so this next level you don't need to take 500, you need to take 1000 levels of experience from this and from previous levels. So as you advance further up, you can start going back and filling up these sides if you wish as well. So, I would probably recommend picking up the talent for basic weapon training solid projectile, because it lets you use big boy guns.
Sure, I guess.
Other than that, dodge, because it lets you attempt to dodge without taking a penalty to your attempt to dodge.
Yeah, probably.
What else is good here? It's... Then question of what you want. Unshakable Faith is good because it lets you roll twice, or it lets you re-roll if you fail a willpower test against fear. And it's cheap.
Just against fear, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but fear, it fucking wrecks you. So...
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
And I don't think
So,
you
let's see.
get more Psy rating here. Not yet, anyway. You get it on the next level.
So I guess for the aspirant advances, I'm thinking you said dodge, unshakable faith, and
Like one of
basic
the...
weapon training, was it?
Yes, it essentially allows you to use... Actually, maybe you don't want solid projectile. Having something like a long glass, it's a very good weapon for range. Mostly because of the accurate quality.
Sure, I suppose.
I know it can be hard to pick because you have no idea just how these work.
I have a
Lasguns
vague
have
idea,
the
but
benefit of being able to essentially more easily being rechargeable. Like the last packs, you can literally recharge them by putting them in a fire. It damages the pack and it will never hold as much maximum charge. But you know, you can keep them charged more easily, and Bacon can just instantly charge them from his internal generator.
sure, we'll go with basic training, weapon training last. Why not? So in total, that's going to be 300, I think, so far.
Mm-hmm.
XP was.
So you are sitting at 1350 spent right now.
Yes.
Being able to drive things, if I don't think you picked that up yet.
No, I haven't.
Right, remind me, awareness plus 10, did we pick that up?
No. did.
That might be good, because it'll give you a plus 10 on any awareness rolls.
Including your paranoia rolls.
The
Alright.
one's in secret, so, you know.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take that.
Die Hard did what?
I
So
don't
do I, like,
remember,
add
but
10
I
to
don't think
my-
it was very good.
Do I add 10 to my awareness now? Like that's how it works?
You check the little box, the second little box.
Yeah.
You've already checked
Okay.
once.
Yep, exactly.
Just got back.
Epic.
Hello, Epic.
Hello,
We're
Epic.
trying to work our ways through this crap.
Hmm.
It's taking a while.
I'm not surprised.
Uh-huh.
I got me some cold medicine, some tea. That should be good.
Okay, so
I need to be right back.
Die Hard is kind of crap. It just helps you against blood loss. You could try to up some of your other stuff if you care about sensing things and want to stack some more of that paranoia and awareness goodness. You could take your perception up simple and intermediate because it's cheap for you.
I actually did have a character from SAD from before. It just wasn't visible to everyone. Just SAD. Well, there we go. He's using this one, so.
Sad.
Alright.
I'm just looking at things here, just contemplating.
Anyone want to fill me in on what's happened so far?
We're building a psyker, we're going through the advancements. We rolled for the divination, we've rolled for most things. I think we have most of it covered, other than some of the flavor text crap that doesn't matter as much.
Alright. Which divination did he end up with?
I think the one on 57... Oh, God.
If you're gonna die, might as well die without like
He
your
got,
faith
yeah,
in
he
shit.
got 3 willpower
Plus
points out
willpower.
of it.
Okay.
It was enough to take his bonus up by 1. It was very lucky.
7.
Bloody-
Yep, that's it right there. Alright.
Okay, so
What
question.
What does intelligence do?
Intelligence lets you remember
Again.
things. Epic. Is he gonna be an inquisitorial acolyte before he meets us? Or is he just a
Nope.
random? So he can't really take acolyte ciphers.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
That is correct.
I mean, you can always take forbidden lores. I'm sure that won't be questionable.
Sure, I'll take Forbidden Lore. Why the fuck not?
Which one? You have Forbidden Lore Warp and Forbidden Lore Psykers available to you.
Um, I guess we'll go with warp. Why not?
Okay, so that's 100. You're gonna take up the perception?
Uh, sure.
Okay.
Though, I mean, should I maybe increase like toughness or agility? Like, that's how. Or, like,
Agility is really expensive for you, is the problem.
yes, that's true actually.
Stuff like toughness and ballistic skill, like the 250 ones, they're cheap enough that it sometimes makes sense to up them, I would say, but I mean, those cheap advances.
I mean, I'm just trying to be a bit more viable in combat, really. Don't get
You're a
fucking
psyker.
one-shotted. True. But,
Viability in combat is dependent on your luck.
Who knew?
What's your current
Yeah, I guess I'll just
total? Or what is your current spent?
current spent. Without adding forbidden lore, it's 1450.
Okay.
By the way, Sad, I highly recommend you actually put in what you've spent right on these lines, so that you actually know what you've done.
You haven't been adding the cost next to the advancements?
He hasn't put down what the advancements are or the costs, just the total spend.
I remember, right?
No, you really,
You are
really won't.
gonna fuck up so bad. No, just... God fucking damn it.
Yeah, I'm just still trying to learn the system here because I haven't really used this before.
I mean,
so-
that is well
why,
and
yeah.
good. It just sucks that we are all here and nearly hour and a half into what's supposed to be the session, and we are far from done with character creation.
Yeah, kind of sucks.
Yeah, I did ask Epic to maybe go over it like last night, but
You asked
'Cause
me at 11 p.m. my time,
what?
when I was
Is it-
just
is
about
it-
to go to sleep and had to come here early for a breakfast. So
I mean,
that
I think
wasn't
last time
really
you
much
told
of
me-
notice,
Yeah, well,
Why don't,
including the fact
Suppose.
I was really busy yesterday. So
why don't you go over the things you have bought right now before you forget and write them in?
how much will I actually be doing this session though? Like maybe we could just budget
it can be
until-
quite a
when
bit because usually I'll introduce you pretty quick.
like maybe I'm captured or some shit. Like I don't do much.
Sad.
Fuck, if you're
I don't know.
captured, you're probably not gonna be found anytime soon. So, no.
I mean,
on
I guess-
that
Go
part.
and reverse engineer the goddamn expenses instead of wasting more time. Please, I'm gonna go get something to drink.
All right.
So yeah, what have you spent your XP on so far?
2 advances in willpower, up to the first 100, 250. I mean,
So put down
let's see.
willpower, and if you want, put it twice. Put down the amount you've done so far into it. Simple, advanced.
Sure. I mean, can I do this like during the session though? I mean, that was my
No,
thinking.
you
but,
really can't.
I mean,
because-
just,
A lot of this is for you to know later, and even just in the middle of the game. Did I actually already buy this? Did I forget about it? Especially
I mean,
with a
I'm pretty
psyker,
sure
there's a
I
lot of
remember.
little things.
I mean, sure. I mean, if you insist. Yeah, I think
Yes,
handle
we
it.
do. For very
Alright.
good reason.
My bad then, if you so insist.
You do realize how much XP you're getting, right?
Yeah. Willpower, quick draw, light sleeper. Psi rating 2. Which was 200. Let's see here. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. I guess I'll be taking the Forbidden Lore. Taking up to 1550. Because why not? Warp. The awareness upgrades.
Here's the thing I could suggest. Since Sad is completely new to this, and even choosing between solid projectile and long glass weapons is a problem, and there's an actual career choice coming up, maybe we can split his starting XP between this session and the next session, so he doesn't have to take all of it today. It would also speed things up a bit.
Well, that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
do by making him a step behind Demi, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
3700 is a fuck ton for a newbie.
Wait,
I mean,
has
I'd say
Demi already
whatever.
hit up to 5,700?
Yup.
You advanced him pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every
Let me
session,
confirm
I
real
got
quick.
2,000.
You should have hit 2,000, 2,000, and there should have still been 1,000 on this one.
No.
Get you up to
Because
there.
I started with 1,500, then 2,000 to 2,000, and then Chris told me like getting 200 because they were giving, like, him and Bacon were giving me something.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that means you're already all the way up to where we want you.
Yeah.
No, because we were counting these things separately. We gave them. Remember, we got like 2,000 and a fuck ton at one point, Epic? And we gave a huge portion of that to Demi and Steel because they were further behind than the rest of us.
Yeah, that's actually why I was thinking another 1,000. But I need to go and double check what's your guys's.
My total is 6,800, but Demi loaned me 100 so I could get Cypher's Acolyte along with everyone else.
Ah, okay. So then, yeah, I think he has one more session of 1,000, which is what I said initially. Okay, good.
Sweet.
Yeah, because he kept saying that he had gotten all of his initial stuff, and I was like, bitch, where did you were supposed to end up even to us then? Didn't we give you like a fuck ton along with Steel?
He was actually supposed to end up just a little bit behind you guys, but you've been putting more XP into him than what you usually would.
Well,
So-
yes, because we tried to keep the party even.
Yep, that was your decision, though.
My suggestion is maybe we take Sad up to 2,000 this session, and then add the rest in between sessions.
So, Sad,
Yeah,
is
it'd
that
be
all
fine.
your stuff?
Technically, I have like 500 more XP to spend somewhere and only get to 3,000, but
No, because your total spent is then wrong because you've only spent 1,250.
You are missing
I
something.
haven't.
Did you make
I haven't
note
put
of all your
everything yet.
talents? Okay.
Yeah, I just haven't put them up.
just
The
gather it
total
up.
spent is actually accurate. The total
Then
spent
keep
is
putting
actually
stuff
accurate.
in there until you get up there.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm paying attention.
I'm just
Don't
waiting.
worry. We're just talking about other things at the same time.
How useful would be rapid reload?
Not very, if you got the right guns.
Sad, just focus on getting to your 1,550 right now. Then start looking at
Okay.
other things.
If you are gonna be
I mean-
taking things like forbidden lores, you might want to up intelligence as well. So maybe take perception and intelligence 400 instead of, I don't know. Intelligence could be good for you as well because it's cheap.
Probably, yeah, I'll probably up my perception and intelligence. Probably. Dodge. Training. Basic.
What about cash for starting equipment, Epic?
I was going to give him about the same as Demi, to be honest, for his initial starting. But I was going to limit him on, quality particularly. He could find best quality weapons pretty easy, but with where he's starting off, best quality like armor or anything like that is going to be pretty shit.
Give me a number.
2,000.
2,000, okay.
He can get some pretty decent stuff if he really wants to.
My suggestion is get a assholes patterned Carnodon with, collapsible stock and all the other fun things you can add on to it, and then we can give you some proper ammunition for it. And if you wanted to use one of those properly, you would also need the basic weapons. Talent for solid projectiles, not just the pistols. Alternatively, you can just, use a long las.
Why not both?
Both are an option.
Have you worked out what your XP total is at right now?
He's putting in Unshakable Faith. That should put him up to 1,550.
Yeah, it's done.
Exact amount he has recorded.
Okay.
So, from here on out, I think I'm going to increase my, let's see here, thinking, intelligence, and perception up to, actually, my weapon skill is also, yeah.
I suggest against upping weapon skill. It's really expensive, like ridiculously
Actually,
expensive.
not weapon skill up. I meant to say ballistic, at least the first level, because I had.
It's like 250, but still horribly expensive.
No, it's not. 250 is
I'll
reasonable.
let him go up to 2,500 XP for this session, so he can go a little bit further, but I don't want to waste too much time on this. We'll increase you further as things go, just like Demi, so.
We still need to do the equipment. If you're gonna take it, take it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll just take I guess whatever you have bullets for, really. Whatever your suggestion is, sure. As far as the rest of the XP go, I'm probably let's see, 350, 350, 700. Yeah, I'm gonna increase. I'm gonna take the simple and intermediate levels for willpower, not willpower. We took that perception, intelligence, and the first simple level for ballistic skill, which ups to 950 in total, which combined with my 1550 will be 2,500 clean. So yeah.
If you want to use a Carndon properly, you will need the basic weapon skill for solid projectile. So you might want to switch your lasers to that. If you want a essentially pistol with a collapsible stock that can become insanely good.
Sure, I guess I'll switch to.
Okay.
To be accurate, to use it as a pistol, you need the pistol training. To use it as a basic weapon,
Yes.
you use the basic training. Yeah.
I got both, so yeah.
Okay. Draclord, you're not muted when you're crashing things there.
Should be it.
Okay,
Should be it. Yep.
so
Alright, remember to add your other bits here then, because I don't see them yet.
Yep. Type in them.
So, let's work this out. What do we want here? We want a fire selector on the Carnodon for 25, because that makes assholes happy. We want a red dot laser sight. We want a collapsible stock, which is another 150 thrones. That's damn it. Okay. And you want to write these attachments down somewhere, either in the special qualities of the weapon or in inventory as separate things, because this is gonna matter. You want to keep track of this. And the Carndon itself is 200.
Okay.
So, let me call out the stats for you. The range increment is 35, which is gonna be doubled if it's in the basic weapon mode with the stock extended. And it's gonna have a... Yes?
So I no longer have the compact stub revolver. Is that how?
No, you still have that. With all of the 3 bullets in it.
Okay, so. So the new thing. Repeat the new thing for me.
Carnodon.
Carnodon. Okay.
Range 35.
Yep.
Rate of fire 1, and in the second bracket it's 3. It will have the special quality of accurate. If you're buying all the attachments, which I heavily recommend, then it will have a total clip of well, its clip size is 6, but the fire selector essentially allows you to load 3 clips into the weapon and switch between them freely. So it will go up to 18 in total. And you'll want to use another place, probably somewhere in your inventory, to keep track of what clips you have in there and how many of each bullet you've used. Damage is 1d10 plus 4.
Okay.
Penetration is
1d10 or 1d8?
1d10 plus 4. Penetration 2. Reload is a full action. Except that it's gonna go up to 2 full actions, I believe, because the fire selector doubles it.
Okay.
Okay. You want to make sure to write down all of the stuff appropriately. For the attachments, make sure you note all 3, and The total for this wonder weapon would come to 425 with all the attachments, and normal bullets are 20 bullets for one thrown. So call like 430 and say you have like 100 extra bullets. And that should,
Okay.
set you up properly for that. Then you want an Auspex unit. That costs 145 and is essentially a scanner. It gives you plus 20 to awareness checks while you're using it. And you can switch it to alternate scanning modes with a tech use test if you somehow manage to succeed at one. You're probably just gonna be using it for the passive bonus, but it's a good bonus.
Let's see. So for just make sure, is it 6/18? Is that how it goes, or?
No, it's 18 out of 18 because that field only accounts for essentially a weapon having a single clip, and you're using 3 separate ones, so you'll have to keep track of each separate clip in a different place, generally speaking.
So it just has a 6 clip, but due to the
Yes.
attachments.
Yes.
3 clips. Okay. Okay.
Then you probably want weaponry of some kind. It's kind of up to you. You probably want at least guard level flak armor, which would cost 300. I think Epic allowed someone to have a carapace armor which offers slightly more protection across their bodies for what, like 900 was it? Or 1,000?
It was a pretty good chunk, but I did conclude that if they went for it, they could take a helmet that also had the same amount, because that didn't make much sense.
So what would be the cost of that?
Let's see. Back to the tech 4, go to armor, and
The normal total cost would be 850, I think. For light carapace.
yeah, that
Or-
sounds about right.
or
I
close
probably
to
just
it.
upped it to 1,000 and then said that just to apply all the armor to all spots.
Okay, so you can have an armor of 4 across your body for 300, or an armor of 5 across your body for 1,000.
I mean, what would you suggest? I suppose.
More armor is nice, and if you're
That's
using the
more than that
Carnodon,
would cost.
it would. But... Or you can buy the cheaper armor and just keep it in cash if you don't have anything else to buy with it
Is
right
there anything
now.
else I should buy? No, is there anything else I should?
Maybe a couple
Buy.
of nades or something, but I don't know, nothing necessarily comes to mind.
I mean, if that's the case, then I guess I'll get it. I mean, like,
You would
can I get,
have,
like, the-
what, like something like 300 drones left? That should be enough for flamethrower, once you can use one.
Yeah, like, sure, why not?
I mean, you can also just buy a flamer now.
I like that you put the Carnodon as a daemon weapon. Hilarious.
I think we're gonna have a problem with this heretic.
What? Nah.
A flamer costs 300. You could just buy one now and then use it once you actually
Yeah,
get
but,
the
like,
skills
am
for it.
I don't think I'm actually. Am I proficient in it though?
No,
think
you're
there was
not. You would need to get the skill, but that doesn't mean you can't be carrying one with you while you're trying to figure out how to use it properly.
I mean, since I would have a flamer if I actually know how to use it. I mean, I don't know. It's just me.
Fine.
But
Then we can just
I
get
could
on
get
with it,
one
I
later, right?
suppose.
Surely.
You
Surely.
probably, I guess.
I mean, unless money, it's good to have a spare cash with you at all times.
Sure. Okay, then I think we're
Sure,
done
so
for
you guys-
now.
yeah.
Shall we?
Please.
So, yeah, carapace armor, 1,000
Light
plus
carapace
5,
specifically.
20, or light. Okay. Light carapace.
Got light carapace armor. Bacon, you don't need to whisper me about that. You can do a lot. There's your answer.
I just don't want it to interrupt them.
Okay, I'm gonna split the recording here because I think we're finally done and we can actually start playing.